Hi guys, Ruby Retrograde Tarot and Tea, and what are we sipping on today? The second day. I'm doing two, that is four. Anyways, the second day of Ethony's 31 Days of Tarot. So for those of you who might have forgotten from the last video, which was day one, it is 31 days for the month of January, where Ethony releases a bunch of questions for all of us to participate in through our social media about things tarot oracle related that marked us in a sense throughout the year 2021 or the year prior, right? So day number two, which I will say already right away was difficult. Day number two is, what are your top tarot decks of 2021? And this was difficult because partly my family of decks, as I will call them, pretty much exploded in 2021. It might have something to do with, having to stay home and curfews and confinement and, all this lovely thing going around us. But I went from a modest amount of decks to, oh my goodness, I believe I counted at about 39 or 40 tarot decks, and that's only tarot decks. So even now I'm looking at the ones that I picked. I decided to go with three, and I'm looking at them and I'm looking at my my collections and thinking about the other tarots, and I want to kind of go and grab some more. But I know if I do this, what is going to end up happening is I'm just going to end up showing like everything I have, and that is not the question. The question is top tarot decks. So I decided to go to pick at least one Marseille deck, because I do read Marseille tarot decks. And then the rest kind of like and at least one Marseille deck and one Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And so I fulfilled this. I have at least one of them, but technically I have two Rider-Waite-Smith and one Marseille, but that is only because I stopped myself from grabbing more. So yeah, I'm going to go in I want to say in no particular order, but that's not exactly true because there's one that I consider to be the top of the top of the top. But in any case, we'll start with the Marseille deck. And one of the top decks of 2021, Marseille category, subcategory, is the New Choice Tarot de Marseille, the second edition, which is created by Rosario Salerno. This one I picked up on Indiegogo. So it might be a little bit of a surprise or not so much of a surprise for some of you guys, but you can sometimes find tarot on Indiegogo, not just Kickstarter. But I stumbled across this, and I like Marseille deck, but I do wish that there were more variety, and there are some variety. Maybe later on, if you're interested, I can show you different kinds of Marseille deck I have in different style. But this one, it really got me. And I will show you. Well, first off, the backs are very pretty. Look at the edges. I mean, that right there was already a quart. I was already a quarter of the way in. Then the illustrations. I mean, this one just made me laugh when I saw it on the Indiegogo page. But I will show you what sealed the deal for me. And it was the minors. Now, if you know a little bit of something about Marseille deck, is that the main difference between them and Rider-Waite-Smith decks is that for the minors, all their minors are not illustrated. There are pips. So when you hear pips, is basically, instead of, for example, for the Two of Swords, for Rider-Waite-Smith, you have the woman sitting on a stone block. I call it a stone block with two swords across her chest. Here is simply two swords, but just look at how beautiful the flowers are. And that is what swayed me, because I kept on going back and forth and back and forth. And it was just each flower, how beautifully they are drawn, how just the whole drawing. And there was something about like when, especially when you lay, for example, the swords one next to each other, just how beautiful the circles are. Now that is just my own little quirk, so don't mind me if you think I'm crazy. Feel free to say in the comments, but something about these circles, it was just so satisfying to the eyes. And each flower on the miners relate in some way or shape to the card it is on. Okay, so see, I'm going through really quickly through the swords here, and then the core cards. If I don't want to say something off base because I kind of forgot, but I believe it's kind of based on the on kind of like the club party scenes over in Berlin. But it's so pretty. I'm just showing you a little bit here real quickly, and the cardstock is, I have no complaints about the cardstock. Like, good grip, good feel, not glossy. It's a good matte. It's you can take nice pictures with it. It doesn't if you have to have your light on because it's a little bit dark in your room or wherever else, no issues like that. But really I'm in terms of Marseille deck, this would be my top one. It's squeaked on top of what is that other Marseille deck called? I forgot now. I believe it's called like the Tam Tarot, but don't quote me on that because I think I mistook it. But this is one of my top decks of 2021. New choice, Tarot Marseille, the second edition by Rosario Salerno. In terms of Kickstarter, this was one I got. I think this is this the last Kickstarter I got? No, there's one other Kickstarter deck that I got after this one, but it's very close by. I'm pretty sure. The Dream Vision Tarot. Now, I saw this on Kickstarter and I was just wowed by the pictures. I was excited to receive it, and then once it got into my hands in my house, I was just wowed by the pictures, just holding it. First off, you saw a bit of it, but look at this. I am growing more and more and more fond of colored edges the more that I get decks that have them. But this hollow action going on here, like this is as delicious as a hot cup of tea. Like, it's just beautiful. And the illustrations, it's just it's just a wow factor. I don't know how to explain it. Like the strength card, look at this. The hair, I'm here for it. I would love to have that hairstyle. One of my favorite cards, let's see if I can find it real quickly, the Moon card. But just look at the little details of the Moon card. I mean, look at the sun, look at the font, and then the moon. Just like its card meaning, it's hazy. It's not quite clear. I just love it. The back of the cards, there's something like psychedelic, funky pastel, like sugary, but there's a hint of darkness or unknown in there. I just like it. If anyone's interested, I can do a more complete deck flip through of it. I know other content creators got it, and I know a few of them are like this deck particularly, but this would be, this is among my top decks of 2021, the Dream Vision Tarot. It's so nice. I'm so glad I got it. I am so happy. Now, the third one, this is the one that I consider like, I don't know, luxury on paper. The True Black Tarot. This one I actually got as a gift. Someone decided sent that to me as a gift. I am ever so grateful and thankful. Like, there are no words to explain how much I was so happy when they got this to me. I don't know how to explain to you true black other than like pure luxury and beautifulness and just I feel like anything someone could want in a deck is here. The card feel like the just touching the cards is an experience in and of itself. Like I really could sit here and just go through the cards just for the sake of touching them, and it is completely satisfying. The images are like I don't know, you anybody who has had true black. Now, for example, in one of my groups I'm in, anyone who has the true black, we just cannot get over the images. And plus, the UV spotting, depending how you turn the card, so I don't know if the camera can capture it, just you can see details that aren't there. And in the handbook, I can't even call it the little white book, I'm gonna call it the little black book, but in the little black book it explains to you what the UV spots, what are the images hidden in the UV spots. And just look at this, look, it's 5 of cups, it's wowza. I haven't done a deck interview. Now it's a little bit sticky because truly this deck, what I have done is look through that deck 3 times in a row and have not shuffled it because I was satisfied. My heart was content to just look through it. I might as well. It's similar to when you're drinking something really nice or having a really good meal and you're like, okay, I'm good. Until next time, we will eat that same meal and we will be completely satisfied. So I'm like, it might end up being maybe a shadow work deck. And look, the edges, my goodness, the card stock, and plus the creator was so I'm drawing blank because I'm forgetting who it is that is the creator of it, but he was so nice. There was one of the cards when I received that had a little bit of a defect, and after advice from other people to just send an email and explain, and he was so nice, he sent me a replacement, and he sent in an extra card, just hey, here's an extra card, and prompt respond to everything. So yeah, and also yes, it is pricey, but to me it's one of those decks that definitely justifies the price point. There's nothing spared, there's nothing that's halfway done or corners that are cut. Every bit of money that you're sending for this deck has a rhyme and reason, and it's justified. And even I don't know, even if I saw it $10, $20 more than what it is right now, I think right now it's about at $70 US, $10 or $20 more, I would agree. I would say, yep, I understand. The edges are hand painted for one. So just for that alone, I've for having modded a deck before of coloring the edges, just for that, yes, I get it why you want to charge more. I would get it. So in the shop, I'm rambling on and on about True Black. Do notice also that I've spoken more about True Black than the other 2 decks. Not that it means that I don't like the other decks, but it's just that this one, if for whatever reason I would not be able to get other decks it's okay. I would be content. Just that, I think this was a bucket list type of thing. But and to the friend who gave that deck to me, I thank you 17,000 times. I think I owe him maybe thousands of cookies at this point. But yeah, so to wrap up my top decks of 2021, True Black, Dream Vision, and new choice, Tarot de Marseille. So thank you for sitting here and listening to me ramble and wax poetic about these decks, especially one of them. And if you liked what you heard and what you saw, do leave a comment below. What are your top decks of 2021? Are any of these on your wants? Do you have them, or are you not so sure? Drop them down below if you have any question. If you want to have a flip through on any of these decks, sorry, ooh, my mouth. Do leave a comment, and until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.